So let's focus on the true market intentions and combine everything you learned so far with a pretty good example. Okay, so let's see if we can detect the market intentions, and I'm pretty sure you can. So let's dig into it. So what we have is we have to focus on the bigger picture so long until you can't see it anymore. And as we said already, you have to see it so long again until you just can't see it anymore. It's the fact. And once you see it, you can't unsee it anymore. It will become an automated process in your trading analysis that you just can't see unsee this stuff anymore. And again, if you look at all the mentors you know so far, right, we all trading the same way. We don't really spending too much time marking up charts because it's just your eyes getting so trained that you just see it without needing to mark it up. But of course, you're not in the stage yet, like it's week 2, so you have a shitload of time left. So of course, you have to mark up everything you see in order to train your eyes about it. Okay, so let's see what we have on the 13th of May, 2022. So what are they doing right here in this day? As you can see, the day starts here. Asia range is done, or Asia session is done. What can we detect of what they do? And really try to play it now in your mind as well to see what they do for this day. Again, we don't really too much care about this day in here. Again, we focus on what they do on an internal basis. Okay, so let's see if we can detect it. First things is we see, okay, we already had a breakout of Asia range. Okay, we see as well building a buy channel before Frankfurt and London open. Okay, so if you look at the timing, Frankfurt is technically here, London is about here. Okay, perfect. And maybe that is even Frankfurt already. Very hard to see in the timing, right? But could be around Frankfurt time already. Perfect. So they see, oh, they're building up this bigger channel and also these smaller channels, right? And if you also noticed, obviously, a channel in here also, right? If again, momentum to the upside, perfect, another channel, and slowly inducing Asia high as well. So they're all building up liquidity to the high side already. So what's the things we have to ask ourselves? What is the rest of the world doing in this specific moment right here? Alright, so they see this huge pullback, like coming from here. They see all these channels build up, all this trend being built up, momentum, speed, channel, another one, breakout of Asia range, right? Of course, they're all preparing already or in buys, right? And obviously the sessions start now, so the liquidity now is about to enter, right? So perfect. So liquidity start building up to the high side. But guess what? If you look to the left, is there anything medium going on now? Or is there any imbalances left or whatever? Or is this just another build up and we have to see what's going on, right? But already we can understand that they're building up liquidity like crazy to the buy side. Okay, perfect. So of course, everyone is buying right now. No one has a real reason to sell at this moment, is it? Right? So ask yourself the question: where are the stop losses of those people, and what are the major tasks for Enigma? Okay, so if everyone is buying right now, right? So starting from whatever, like this channel build up, extreme stops obviously were below here. Right, so some of them already getting a little bit faked out, and you can see the mini build-ups going on, inducing to low side to go higher. You see this channel build up, you see this inducement, you see this equal lows going on, inducement into speed, into this mitigation of the inducement. So you can see already mini cycles going on. Another push high, building up liquidity. Where are those stop loss of all these people who are taking the buys in here? Of course, down there. Or obviously down here, so Asia low or here, right? Where are the stop losses of all those people jumping in here, and also the breakout traders, right? The stop losses obviously down here. So what is the purpose of Enigma though? First of all, create liquidity. They're already doing it. Perfect, right? But also, if you look to the left, mitigation, fairly deliver price, right? And you already can see, okay, we had like imbalances from here to here, here to here, right? So that's again where just imbalances alone will not help you too much, because we have to understand the cycle, identify the right zones, and we had imbalances all the way from here to here, right? So we have these 1, 2, 3 zones. And again, we don't randomly pick these zones. We see what makes sense in terms of the cycle. And we already can see, okay, huge buildup. Everyone is probably buying. So do we need another inducement to the left? Not really. If all of them are already buying and it's already being built up like crazy, right? We can slowly prepare for, obviously, mitigations in here to fairly deliver price and filling these imbalances. Again, at least some of them, it doesn't necessarily need to fill all the ones at the same exact time, right? So we need the next zone, which will align with our cycle, right? When it makes sense. Obviously, we'll dig into that. So again, ask all these questions before you even thinking about doing anything. But this stage, because we will not do anything, right? Because we of course just understand now we had this minor inducement out of Asia high, and we already had a channel buildup. So of course, if we want to go even higher in here, Enigma doesn't want to give them all these people who bought in here like the money, is it? So maybe we can expect an inducement low of the channel and getting into a proper mitigation, and then maybe look for something like this. That's all stuff we can already project out in our heads and prepare for what's going on. Again, we will not predict, we will react, but that stuff we have to understand are possibilities. Okay, so let's see what they actually did. Boom. Okay, stopping out some of the buyers and giving reversal traders a break of structure, or like this Koch, change of character, whatever they want to see, whatever, like all these reversal confluences and confirmations. So, and also they do it with what? Speed to add sellers now, right? Of course, they obviously have to play in both directions all the time. So again, we have this overall bias, and these buyers already getting a bad time because they're already getting stopped out. Let's say buyers getting in here, boom, they're getting a reaction, stop losses below here, getting stopped out. Breakout traders of Asia range, stop losses if they have here, they're getting stopped out. If they have it at Asia midline, boom, getting stopped out. If they're having it to the Asia low, of course, they're still not in. They're still in, right? Of course, they're not stopped out yet, right? But what is the other side of things? Of course, other people see, change of character, it has to be a reversal because it's an overall sell trend, right? Of course, it was just a pullback. Here's my reversal, whatever, my change of character, so whatever, they take these cells in here, right? So what we have to do in these scenarios, right? So what are we missing in the overall picture? And that's why we have to understand the bigger picture and also the tasks of Enigma, right? So guess what? Mitigation to the left is missing. Of course, we're inducing buyers, we're inducing sellers now, but of course, you have to also look on a bigger picture. What does make sense to the left? And we never had anything of mitigation, just still in the middle of nowhere, right? The next logical thing would be a mitigation to fill at least all these imbalances from here to here, right? And we're just in the middle of it right now. So at least proper mitigations to give market a quote unquote fairly delivered price, right? So guess what? We can mark up the mitigation zone, right? Of course, we take the next one, where also is liquidity with London close liquidity, left the market in here. Right, you already know that. Perfect. Okay, so guess what? We look for the next cycle. Right, so we just wait and we understand, okay, that's a fake break of structure. Obviously, everyone's getting excited for the reversal. We never had a proper target to the high side. So for us, later on, again, you will obviously learn that this would be a juicy buy trade, and we even have a fancy name for that one, into the inducement. And again, I'm not sure if I said it already, but this has technically my beginning trades. This was my most favorite trades, like having a fake inducement to the high side, inducing channel to downside. Never had a proper target to the high side yet, and trading into the inducement and then prepare for sell trades in here, and then obviously look for proper reactions from there, right? But this buy trade, again, not for now, but for later on, will be a very juicy trade setup. And again, why? Build up, inducement of the channel to the low side, momentum, speed, mitigations. You will learn again of why this zone. Of course, later on, again, also had this supply or demand, whatever you want to call it, doesn't really matter. It's, and then of it just some sort of supply demand candles with imbalances a little bit into it, right? But again, of course, this could be something we will look for later on. For now, just understand bigger picture cycle, smaller cycles, inducement of the cycle to go higher, building equal lows in here, induce it with what? Vector candles into mitigation, building a new high, new channel high, right? Inducing the channel to a low side a little bit to go higher, building a new channel in the process, inducing this channel to a low side into mitigation, right? And preparing for completing the cycle into the mitigation of the previous day. Lovely shit, right? So guess what? Choop out of it, right? So guess what? Here's the trade. Of course, London Open gets even one step lower, whatever, induce even one more time until they actually go into this demand areas, right? It is what it is. Or even supply areas, whatever. I always switch that shit around. It doesn't really matter. Again, if you think it does, okay, then get used to it. The right namings, but whatever. Supply, demand, always the same shit. Doesn't really matter. You have to understand the market intentions, not if it's a supply and demand, whatever. It's just supply, demand, both of it. Okay, anyways. So at this scenario, we understand the cycle overall now is completed. We have, guess what? Bigger picture. Build up, smaller build ups, inducement, another channels, vector candles, equal highs into the mitigation. Guess what? Timing. Okay, you already can see what the timing is in terms of this box, right? And also if you look to the bottom. Timing. Okay, interesting. Makes perfect sense. But what is the next goal? Of course, now they achieved the full cycle completion to the high side, but we obviously don't stop there. So if we took the buy in here, or maybe obviously in here, right? So depending on how you took it here to the high side, whatever comes back gives a nice juicy inducement to the low side again, potential entry in here, whatever you take all into it, into the mitigation. So this cycle is completed. So what is the next goal? And we have to project all these things out slowly but surely later after each other. Okay, so inducement low to get all the buyers out and induce sellers, right? So guess what? Now literally everyone is trying to buy because again, they again seeing the huge build-up, the huge channel, the momentum to the high side, everything's going on. London liquidity enters the market, only speed to the high side. Everyone is wanting to buy this thing, right? But of course, Enigma now achieved the goal with inducing everyone to the buy side and mitigating something to the left at timing purposes. Perfect. Okay, so of course now we want to stop out all these buyers. Bonus question again, when should they complete the cycle? We already digged into it. London, of course, or at key time windows. At key time windows, technically. It doesn't need to be London all the time, can be match manipulation minutes, can be Frankfurt, so on and so forth. Same thing in here. This probably was a Frankfurt move. Again, Frankfurt liquidity getting induced to a low side just to push price higher. Okay, it's always the same stuff to use these time windows to use the liquidity that enters to obviously build it up even nicer. Okay, so guess what? If the cycle is completed to the high side now, what is the first target? And let's just assume you are already a little bit more advanced and you can enter this in here. What should be the next target? You should understand already. Again, you saw this cycle probably at this point like 500 times. So what is the next target you should aim for? And if you said Asia low, very good. Right, so first target reached, Asia low. And what a surprise! What a surprise. And now we have to already understand the next picture. Where is the most effective liquidity zone though? Of course, we had our intraday target of Asia low, but what is our most efficient liquidity looking to the left? Again, we had all these buyers, channel, buyers. Where are the extreme stop losses? I'm pretty sure you figured out. Boom. Right there. All the buyers, obviously, extreme cases have the stop loss down there. Okay, so guess what? Well, how can we achieve to stop all of them out? Very easy, right? Just going down there. But will price action just from here go all the way down here? Plop. That's not how the market works, is it? Right, so guess what? Now we reached our first liquidity area inducing Asia low. Right, so now the next questions have to come in our head of what's going on. Right, so what will they do if they reached a first liquidity target or zone? Right, this was our first target. Liquidity is being grabbed. Asia low is getting induced. So what is the logical thing? And I already spoiled the answer already, right? So of course, a pullback to fulfill the tasks with the mitigation and complete the cycle after. Right, so guess what? Inducing low. What is this already? What is the Enigma's tasks? Right, so see slowly how it starts to click, right? Okay. Defining our POI for pullback and target the next liquidity zone. Right, and guess what? What else do we detect, or what else do we detect? Again, I already drew it in a little bit. Do you see what's going on? Build up, inducing to the low side, minor inducement, Asia low. What's the bigger picture? Channel, maybe inducing this channel into mitigation, deliver price fairly, filling the imbalances, going to the next liquidity area, grab the liquidity, and then maybe what? We will find it out, but everything step after step. So now, of course, we can detect this build-up, a new channel is forming, and we have this breakout of Asia low. Perfect, right? Sellers getting in now like crazy. Again, they're seeing this channel, they're seeing the breakout, they think, oh, crazy change of character now, it has to go down. Of course, right? But guess what? Mini cycle is obviously about to complete. So what's the next logical reaction at this stage? Boom, tube, right? So of course, pullback, and we will dig also into that. And obviously we can trade this buy in here until these areas. And again, as you already can see, slowly but surely we can trade everything, right? So we talked about this buy in here. Obviously this is something whatever rarely happens anyways, but even if this gets you break even in this, no problem. You can still get into here again until the next mitigation area. That's your potential sell in here. Guess what? Until all the way down here. And here's your potential new buy until here. That's your new potential sell. Until when? You see how slowly but surely all makes sense. Everything starts to connect. Isn't that crazy? Right? Right? Okay, perfect. So let's see what's going on. Inducing the channel, feeling imbalances, fake reversal again. I think everyone's reversing it now, whatever, right? Again, oh, it has to continue because it's a bigger cycle, the bigger channel, oh my god, it has to continue. Faking the break of structures, the internal break of structures, right? Stuff like that, or even here. Faking the Koch, of course, we can trade it for minor plays, but you have to understand we have to get out here, right? Perfect. What else? Stopping out sellers of the channel, of course. This channel, selling, 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 boom. They're getting obviously all stopped out because of this huge move. They're all getting in drawdown. They're probably closing their positions. All right, perfect. Okay, so remember though, what was our next liquidity target? Very interesting. Did we achieve the mitigation? Did we fill the imbalance to the absolute tick? Huh? Interesting. So of course we have our next liquidity target lower. So guess what's about to happen? Jupe! But not quite. Stayed short of it. Stayed short of it. Interesting. Look at it. Didn't take it out. Reacts. Another wick reaction. Pulls back. So the major question, will this strong double bottom hold? Or does only retailers see now a double bottom? So strong support. Or have to take the buy. Another hint. Notice the timing also. What's the timing? New York Trap. What's the purpose of New York Trap? Trap people. So guess what's about to happen? Jupe with a wick. But guess what? This candle was at some point solid black. What is it? Vector candles. So guess what? Notice something else. What else? We just skipped a little bit. But train your eye. Train your eye. Another cycle. What? Channel. Inducement with speed into medium inducement. Okay. Cycle completed. Notice again the vector candles. Everyone is induced onto the short side. Guess what? Now we have the overall cycle completed with a mini cycle into it. Crazy. Again, we had this overall cycle. Extreme stop losses down there. Mini cycle, boom, induced to low side to go higher. Cycle, induced to the high side into mitigation to go lower. Cycle, induced high side into mitigation to go lower. Cycle, induced to the low side now into medium inducement. Timing to the absolute minute. New York Trap. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Jupe! Just like that. Doesn't start to click already. And again, that's the reason when you don't get into, another sell in here, another sell in here. That's all smart money traps. Of course, they will all get smoked. Because now the sellers always left and they get smoked. They all will get smoked. And as you can see, this purple one, London close. Right? So guess what they will do for the next day? Look what they're doing here. Again, the liquidity starts to get lower. The day is over. Of course, what's the intention? To build up what? Exactly. You got it right. Day comes to an end. How will they end the day? Building up liquidity for the next day. How do they do it? With, of course, quadruple tops to the high side, faking whatever. Look at this crazy reaction out of this strong, whatever, supply, demand, area, shit nonsense, resistance type of thing, of course. And if they don't take it out the next day, they take it out the other day or whatever, it doesn't need to take it all immediately, but they're of course building up liquidity for the next day or the next week or whatever, but they have to build up the process all over and over and over and over and over again. That's how the cycles are always the same. Doesn't matter when, what pair, what. Again, we talked about it, like cryptos, currencies, whatever, indices, like freaking stock. It's everywhere the same stuff, always. These are the universal laws of how the market works and always works, because it has to be delivered, and that's how they do it. Build up, inducement, into mitigation, and of course, we will add a few more steps, so much more steps. Notice the timing concept, everything lines align, okay? And guess what? You should be sitting there and like, oh my God. You're watching this and realize how this market really works in week 2 already. What? Yeah, so a lot of realization moments, but still a lot of stuff we will put into that. Can you believe that? So enjoy the next topics, but guess what? Get used to it, put in the work, and you'll have some fun times at.